by chit-chatting about issues that affect our day-to-day life. We stay right here on the Sundown. Join in and be part of the show on iRadio, Your Eye on South Sudan. The Sundown. For the news, views, opinion, debates, and discussions. Listen to Who is Who, talking about issues that affect our country and continent. Only on the Sundown, Your Eye on South Sudan.
Good evening and welcome to the second hour of the Sundown Show on iRadio with me, Madrama James. In this hour, we turn our focus to that very important topic concerning the health and well-being of our children, understanding regular growth monitoring and promotion for children under 5 years and why it matters. Well, I will also be responding to your questions and concern from the public around that many issues right here. Well, to kick-start right away, this program, remember, is brought to you by that's World Vision, an international humanitarian organization that has been working in South Sudan since 1989. World Vision has reached out to that's more than 3.1 million people across the country, especially children, through that multi-sectoral intervention and policy advocacy, including nutrition programs. To unpack this critical topic, we are joined live in the studio by that's Jacqueline Noel, a nutrition nurse specializing in that maternal, infant, and young children nutrition, and Daniel Ducci, the nutrition focal person from that Central Equatoria State. Together, we will explore the importance of that regular child growth monitoring and how it's done and what role parents and caregivers have to play. Good to have both of you to the studio of that iRadio. Let's start with the basic. What's growth monitoring and promotion? Over to you. That's Noel.
Thank you so much, listeners.
Okay. Yes. Get your mic close. All right. Thank you. Welcome.
Okay. Thank you so much, listeners. Growth monitoring and promotion is a public health and also MIYCN intervention that involves regular measuring of children growth to assess the nutritional status of the children. That is the definition of growth monitoring promotion.
And why is it really important?
And it is very important for the mother or for the parents to take the child for growth monitoring regularly every month because it will give early detection of health. If there is any illnesses or if the child have a nutrition status, you will know from there the status of the child, and also it will also give a timeline for giving the child medicine if the child was sick, and if the child have issues maybe with the malnutrition. If the child have issues with malnutrition, this child also will be healed, or it will be treated earlier, and also it will reduce the mortality and morbidity rate because if we leave that child without taking the child for gross monitoring, you will find that if the child have issues, health issues, you don't know. But if you are taking the child for gross monitoring, you will know if the child was sick, and that sickness will be healed, and the child will be okay. The child will not be die from example malnutrition. The child will be enrolled in the program, and the child will be given the medication, and the child will be okay. And also the importance of it, you will know if the child is gaining weight every month. It is also very important. But if you are not taking, you will not know that the child is gaining weight. And also the development of the child. Also, you will know that this child was developing well. So that is the importance of gross monitoring. And also it will empower the mothers. Because there, if the mother take the child to the hospital or to the health facility, there is some health education will be done there in that unit, and the mother will equip with so many things, so that the mother will know if my child have this, what to do. If my child is malnourished, what to do. So those are the important things.
All right. Now, let me invite in, that's Daniel Aduchi, who is the focal person from Central Equatoria State Ministry of Health. Why are we really talking about monitoring of that child growth? Are there some other specific reports or incidences as to why World Vision, together with the Ministry of Health, came up with this issue? Welcome.
Children from 0 or from 6 months until 5 years, they really need to be taken care of, because mostly these people cannot speak. So for your child, as a mother or as a parent, always take your child for growth monitoring, so that you know what is happening. Is your child growing, or your child is having complications? This happens monthly until the child reaches 5 years. Here, you check. You will be checking if the child is gaining weight. If it's gaining weight, your child is okay. If it's losing weight, then you seek medical attention, so that a solution is seen. That's one. Two, you also need to see if your child is how do you call it? Is falling under malnutrition. That is through checking the mid-upper arm circumference, that is MWAC. And if your child falls with severe malnutrition, is given a solution, or if it's moderate. So it's good to do this growth monitoring monthly, so that you monitor the growth of your child until your child becomes 5 years of age.
Yes, as we continue with our conversation, for the sake of also our audience, both of you or any of you can use Arabic as well to break all these important points down, so that the public can benefit from it. Now, talking about that growth monitoring, it involves, of course, some other studies. Now, over to you, Jacqueline. What are some of the key signs that a caregiver or parents or father, mother should really look for to ensure that their child growth is really at a required standard? Welcome.
Okay, thank you so much. I will talk a little in Arabic.
Yeah, marhab.
Okay. أنا قوني سو كلامتا كيف يتابع أعرف إنه جانا تاكده مثلا وزن تو جروا كويس. وحاجات ده مثلا أنا دير أمهات بيشيلوا إيال وين في مستشفى عشان بيعينوا وزن تا جانا ده كان جروا كويس ولا كان جروا بطال. ده أو حاجات على أنا قوني سو وأنا كلن قالي مهمة تو إنه إتا بيشيلوا جانا في وزن عشان بعرفوا هل جانا ده عنده سوى تغذية ولا جانا ده عنده أيان تاني wale jana de numuto girwa kwes. Iza numuta jana de magirwa kwes au jana de ligo indu swa tagzia de au zaman al shunu to wali ita shunu bodi jana de sunu fi musheshfa. Au kanite jibo zeden na wazinu inu jana de wazinto deif au bige indu swa tagzia tawali anna bekuto fi barnamij ashan be alijo ubitala kwes. Lakin kanite geni majana de fi bet de au zaman ali ayande bidakalo ziada وكان بيجي تجي جيبه في زمن متأخر خلاص مرات جنا ده بيكون بيجي عنده مشاكل بداخل كتير لأنه مناته بيكون شنو بيكون ضعيف. حاجة تانية كمان أنا بونس إنه أمهات كله كده شنو يجيبوا عيالتنا في وزن عشان بعرفوا وزن تومون كان جروا كويس.
نعم في نهاية بتاع مراقبة يعني أبو ولا أمة ولا caregiver دير كده راقب شنو قال ولا بتاعي ولا جنا بتاعي عنده عيان ولا يعني رابع بتوع ما في طريقة
أوكي شكرا لك عشان إنت أمة أو إتكون أسرة إتكون بعرف إنه جنا ده مثلا وزن تجروا كويس أو جنا ده رابطو أو جرابا كويس لأمة أو أبو أو لأسرة لازم كان جنا ده عيان دير تبودي وين إتبودي في مستشفى وإتبودي في مستشفى الفوجو مستشفيات حكومة نندو مستشفيات حكومة إتبشيلو هناك لأنه هناك ده في ناس الدربو ومن نندو شنو إندو إلم عن كيف من باينو صحة الجنة دي وجنة دي كان أيان توالي شنو بيوديلو علاجات لكن كان إتعافي سو في بيت إتماسيلو في مستشفى بمعنى أيان دي شنو برابا so wazin tajena de kaman kuluma ayan fi jisim tajena wazin to de shunu binagis yala badak jana de bija dakalo biga fi suwa tagziya wanna bijali go biga fi suwa tagziya shunu albiga batal albiga bija shilu zaman tawil ashan bali jujana de haja tane kaman birija lanna umahatu abuhat ashan ita baarif gari jana takide numuto girwa kwes derita shunu kedeta ihtambe akil tajena kedeta akilu jana de kwes laano kano ga kolo akilat albijibulo guwa albikuto biraba kwes ite biligo sunu sahata jana de bukun kwes jana de biraba kwes ukan jana de suker ulisa jana algirada derita birado shunu tawali lahadi kan wosul 6 shahar tabibada wodilo shunu akil so hajade muhim shedid ukaman bibada mini zaman tahimil kan zaman alimara ita hamil lazim ita bitabe shunu kedeta tabi musheshfa كده ما جاني في بيت لحد في زمن طويلة يمكن في أمراض تاني شنو بداخل في جسم تاكي سو كل ما يتروح في متابعة في ميتينيتي يتروح لدايات يتروح لدكاترة النسوان الحاملين يتبلغوا شنو يتبلغوا advice كتير البساد ويتا كيف يتبهامي جانا تاكي ده من باتنا هناك يتكانجي وله دو كلا شنو وزن تو بكون شنو بكون تمام so ده حاجات مهم umahatu wa abuhatu osar kede kutubal fogo mini jana hamilu fi batna ula hadi biweledu kede radao tamam ufi zaman tota akil kede akulu kwesu kan ayan kede mageni fi bet kede shilu fi musheshfa so kulu shahar kaman kede shilu jana de hata roma ayan shilu fi musheshfa ashan kede ayinu shunu wazinto girwa kef kan fi ya yantani tuwala na bihawilo kaman shunu fi unit tani albisado shukran
na gubala na rahibu duchim wazan bita jena la sahabito kwezi kun godurshunu huwa kaman wazan ta jena la bukunindu ayan godurshunu
okay binisba la jena ali sahato bukun kwezi na bikene ngali jena de maindu mushkila ta so takzia jena de lazim kangiweledu wazinto de kede kun 2.5 au 3.5 de kida de wazina shunu al sihi le jena so min hinak كل شهر لازم وزن توده بيزيدو شنو بكيلو واحد سو كان في زيادة بمعنى نموت جنا ده شنو كيروا كويس لكن كان ولدو جنا ده وزن تو أقل من 2.5 ده بمعنى جنا ده شنو عنده مشكلة سو لازم كان جنا تاكيتا ولدو وزن تو أقل من 2.5 ده der kedeta kemilu lo be shunu beruda al tawali ita berado bilel unahar tawali wazinto shunu bibada jakwis.
Shukran Jacqueline. Now over to you Duchi. There are some other skeptical community or parents who are so reserved will say I don't really need to go for checkup in such kind of a community or to particular kind of a parent. What would be your of course message to them?
Okay, this is not just for the children, but this is for all, and that's why we say don't wait when you are now sick. It's good to always go for checkups from time to time. You see, as from the poor countries, or let me say from the third world countries, we really take long to go for checkups. We go when we are now down, like we are sick. But it's always good to go for checkup when even though you feel you're okay, but just go and do checkup to know what could be the problem. Maybe there's a problem. You never know. That's why we tend to die. Some death happened to us. So suddenly we don't know. Then they go and check. They be like, okay, there was this. So it's always good for us to go and do checkups before it's too late.
Now, for us here in South Sudan, where issues to do with that, the hardship families are going through, and at the same time, lack of that health facilities, how best can we make sure that our health status is really maintained by having that regular checkup?
We do understand the situation. The economic situation is really humbling most of us, or all of us. But to all of us who are out there, we say, do not wait when it is too late to help. People have the tendency of helping someone when the person is now, let me say, the person is gone. But when the person is still alive, they don't want to help. So the urge is to all the communities, to everyone out there, if you have a loved one that you feel needs support, please render the support when the person is still there, not when the person is no more. When I don't have, and it becomes too much on me, and I knock your door, just open it for me and give it to me, so that I also be well and be like you, not when I'm gone. So to everyone who's out there, if your friend, your sister, your neighbor is not feeling well and you can render support, it's good to do so, not when it's now late. Thank you.
All right. Jacqueline, fi naya bita muragiba, dor bita mutama, petap lagainu bukun shunu wa kamander kedumo namul shunu. Ashan kef mo ragibu jatal kulu petap bita wonso gibel.
Shukran later. بالنسبة للناس في community دائما أننا جواري لومن إنه بالذات ليال سكرين لأنه جنا سكر مناطو لسه شنو مناطو لسه ضعيف so der ita umma au abu au usura alfi ita kuniabi shunu bi arfa manata jenade so asanta kon barfa manata jenade lanu jenade oma barf zatu fi shunu ge hasil war fo fi lakin fi shunu ge hasil oma barf so be supporta umma au abu jenade sunu sahato bukun quiz ukanana support jenade fi zamanali mini weledo au mini o filisa fi batna laadi weledu lahadi 5 sene ogi jadakal fi madrasa de kanna support fetra de jena de sunu o bukura bisadi takun o zatu bikutu itakun mabi expand gurush ketir fi kalamta sunu ta musheshfa kef yana wonu sugibela na gali mini kan mara hamil kede kutu bal fogo lahadi kan weledu jena de kaman kede wodi shunu fi musheshfa weledu fi musheshfa ufita taimat kaman jena de kaman kede akudu sunu tetaim o kaman jena de kede wodi fi shunu fi nutrition department ashan bi amulu wazinto bayinu kanu indu so atakzia wale uo ma indi so atakzia u magali bes jena kulu shahar giwe di fi wazin ashan ayan no ita bodi jena fi wazin ashan ita derarfo sahata jena takide girwa kwef wazinto hal gizidu wale ma gizidu u kan wazinto gizidu kwes wale gizidu shunu vatal so de hajat muhim shadid ulazim ita bitabi kede taarif inu jena takide akudu teteimat kulu teteimal giwe di fi maalta teteim de arif gali jena takide kulu shahar ita jibo shunu fe teteim to lado kalaso ukamana na bi advice umahadu abuhad inu kan fi hamla ta teteim lanu teteim aligita gishilo indu keritore de giwe di fi musheshfa yanak lakin fi almukammil aligiwe di fi shunu fi hamlat aligiwe di fi jwahila so de kaman muhim kanita asuma alinu gala alela teteim gibada wale bukura gibada ujena takide min umur aliwonusude make sure nu jena takide shunu vaccinated laanu teteim algije wodilo algiro alifu fi hilade bi arfa shunu tani de bi activate tani de bukun nashit yala jena take sahato shunu bikun tama Naam, daiman uzara sahabu gol teteim geami heyal min amrat kutar lekin kaman fi usura bugol teteim del de azatu gad bijibu hayanat la yamadel mujtama gad ba muru min fiude bedab shikil fi marhala zede dor bita mujtama yakun shunashan kef hadu wetanin aljibu agder hami atfal min amrat al-kutar umon matera fogo mushkila wen shukran shadid فعلا في ناس تانين ومن جي دبيغا إيمان يعني في ناس جي أمينينو داوا ده كان ودي lejena bezat iyal albanat kan wadi le binia gali bija kutu binia de bukura kan mubiga kalas binia jozo kalas fibeto gali jena de sunu ma bija weledu lakin dirasat alamulu an dawade wo safe wo biyahmi jena takide maindo aya mushkila maindo alaka be inu bogi fu jena takide min wilada wele maindo ilaka be inu bijibu le jena de sunu ayan maindo jena dawade vaccine ze kulu giyahmi shunu iyal lebel aks min shunu min amrat algigo budu iyalde kan fi iya waba bihami jena takide min fogo lakin kan masalan jena takide wadilo dawade u biga masalan fi arat taban iya dawa vaccine alwadi fi arat bija huma marata biligo jena de bes bigeni kore de ya mahalal u mahal gomin gali jena taide dawa de ya kutu jena de shunu talayan lakin lala fi arat abu kwais al de dawa de ya zato gistakal shunu fi jisim so kan arat zenas huma lanu bori leta fi malta tetemde u kaman kwais ita baasado gali jana taida sa ita kuno dite temde badeno bukun kwes kef hal fi huma bijalo wala fi iya mushkila bi hasilo so mininak de nasa temde shunu bi wori leta innu zede de kan hasil huma kan hasil de adi de min dawade lakin kan biga masalan kurata jana da tanu wori mu biga al batal de kaman mo bori leta ta bijibu mon bijainu so dawade o safe o bi hami jana taki min amrat shunu ketir ukaman bodi manashunu lejana taki shukran.
All right, talking about Duchi, yes, you'll add on talking about that promoting growth monitoring in the counties and bomas. Men, they think like they don't really have time to do that. What role can they really play to make sure that promoting that growth and monitoring is achieved? Plus, what you would like also to add on? Welcome.
All right, thank you so much. Number one is just to everyone that it's outside there. When there is any medication that is to be enrolled to the communities, I just want people to start moving out from the old thinking or old thoughts as zaman bigul dawal gijibude yani bisiburas magweledu. This one also happened with the case when COVID came. They said if you are vaccinated, you won't produce. Yet there are those who got vaccinated and after a few months they conceived and it shows it's just the belief of people having. Now the role men play, men we really have a lot to do to support our women in order to carry out the growth and monitoring or to be able to breastfeed our children or to take care of our children. Number one, despite the hardship, come and sit down with your women and motivate them, remove them from stress, talk to them, let them feel you are also concerned about this. Then they go. Number one. Number two, as a man, if your wife is taking your child to a health facility, be it immunization, be it anything, go with your wife. Because if you go with your wife, she feels she's important and she feels you are also you are taking the baby important, and then she will always refer back to you. If you go there, mostly they rush to help the man that comes with the wife. You will never delay in the facility because they believe you are going to work even if you are not working. So go with your wives and listen to yourself. You also listen to the information because you will be the one to help the wife when she forgets any vital information. Because if you go from antenatal until the child they give birth to your child, until immunization and everything until the 5 years, you go with your wife. Even if she forgets to take the child for growth monitoring, you are there to remind her, okay, please, let's take the child. And you will, from there, it is a collective responsibility for the family. It's not only for the wife, but it's the wife and the husband. It's our child. It's our baby. So we need to be collectively responsible for the upbringing of the child until the child grows. So
in some other communities, when you take your humble time to play with your wife, go together with her in maternity, what they say, walai marade kalas dakaraji lefije beta puta bugol shinu fe marhala.
if you're outside there, people are saying that, remember, the happiness of your family lies solely in your hands. Whatever they say, let them say it. It will never pain you as a man. So itaganguduru mara take gali mara dakala fijaba, lakini ita of course mara dakala fijaba. So do what makes your family happy and healthier. Thank you.
Jacqueline say dor bita rujalta gaino taban dichibugul zede kaman bisebo saha bita atfal wala iyal al fi batni irab ikun kwez beda tabugul shinu finayad.
شكرا. رجال عنده دور كبير بالذات في شنو في أسر وخاصة في شنو في إيال السكرين. زي كلام الدرشي ونسو قالي alta ونسو إنه كان جاي إنه مرة ده جروا ما راجل تو عليلا بيكلين قالي مرة ده كلا سنو بيكرابو راجل ده ولا دكا راجل ده في جبا ده حاجات تانسوان كي حصل لكن ده محابة ومحابة ده جزء من شنو من حاجات اللي بكوتو شنو صحة جانا كمان بتالا شنو بكون كويس. أي دور ترجال راجل لازم مرة تكده مين ما يتكون بلان قالي يتكون دير جانا لازم كده كالاسو يتكون بكالاسو سوا لأنه بدا في برلمان هناك سوا برلمان ده جوا تكون دي
نعم
بدا هناك سوا يتكون كان عنده محبة يتكون تافقين يتكون دير جانا so follow up ta jena de la hadi ta kum bija receive jena de kanita kum sawa obu kun seme shedid lano fi mustashfa hena kanta ruwa the first visit ba sadura jiltaki wenu lano fi check ups tanin fi fohosat tanin algamolo ita mashuno marajil de sawa fo o muhim shedid so zaman tane kanita marwa marajil de ba mulle ta kun fohosat sometimes bijali go fi ayan tani umara kanita ruwa warile rajil o ma bisada kalam de lakin kano fi o baaraf gali fi mushkila kida fi jisim tanna so der shunu kidan nainu au jena de masalan fi batna henak masalan au mageni kwais der shunu der kea kwais de lazim der kedeta shunu asuma u fi dawayat algiwe dile nuswan al hawamil de kanita fi rajil takarwa mara take ita baaruf muhima ta dawa de gwe dile mara de le shunu so mara de zato kan mashilu dawa de ite ndurole ta baasado hali ta shilu dawa de alela wala ta mashilu dawa de so muhim shedid lazim abu biruwa mashunu mara to fi mushashfa ashan bae asuma so baad wilada kamangi wonu sule de no jibu jena de shunu fi tataim au baad isbuin au baad shahar au kida dor tarajil kamani ni kwes shedid laano kan mara de mumkin ana ne situ ita bagder zeke nana gal mama baby alela de yom ta ziyara ta shunu ta jena tanade so ita tawali ita bagder remind so kulu ma ita kon sawa ita kon girwa fi mushashfa kalam alwonu suina advice al doctor wadi kanana ne situ rajil bagder shunu zekiru usahata jena tanna birwa kwis
naam yala fi usura halta bielga mara wide indu تقريبا أكثر من 10 أطفال في بيته ديل كله في مسؤولية بيته ومراقبة ومهم خالص أشا دور بتا مارا دي يكون شنو ولا دور بتا سيدي بيت يكون شنو عشان يالل بكون تاكو بجاي تا ياتو بجاي وديل كله في بيته وصحة بتومون فعلا في يدين بتا ناس الماسكين مون
شكرا شديد أنا بقدر وريلي كل أمهات وكل أبوهات في أسر نعم أنا فعلا جيل جو في أسر جيل مسؤولية تجيل يالتا أكو أو يالتا أخوتو تاني وكده في ناحية تا أكل لأنه ندير كده يالدي شنو أكل كويس وكده إنه صحة يالدي كويس كمان في ناحية تا شنو تا علاج so في ناحية تا أكلات الكويس عشان جسم تجينا بكون كويس advice تاعي أنا بيوري مثلا لأمهات وأبوهات أنا بكلم إنه عشان جينا ده بيلغو nutrients asan biligo mawata aljisim ajo le rabata jisim tajena au le numuta jena au le himaya tajena anna kamani ndu haja bina digali kitchen garden alhuwa mazrata bet alhuwa zirata bet fi space besit alfi bet kedeta masibu space de saket kedeta zara fogo khadar tanin shunu besit so kulu ma ita zara khadar de moye besit ita birusu hajata kede bigum hasa de kwes fi zaman takharif de ita bukuni ndu shunu variety of shunu anwa mukhtalif min khadarawat ده بيساعدوا كمان شنو في تغذية شنو تأيال الموجود في بيت حتى ناس الكبار الموجودين في بيت لأنه من بيأكلوا من شنو من حاجات اللي تجي زرع ده وبيجا حاجات تانين اللي ما جي زرعوا ده حاجات اللي تبقدر شنو بيجا من شنو من سوق أصلا بيساعدوا صحة تأيال حتى فواكه إنها بقدر زرع زي باي تبقدر زرعوا في سنة طوالي برابا وبيبدا ولدوا بيبدا أكله حتى نندو مانجا ما شاء الله في شنو في جوجوبه هني يتبقدر غاتا جاهز للعيال بات موما ناكلو يتبقدر وديلو مون سومون بقدر لغو فيتامينات كفايه وصحه تومون شنو بتارا كويس من الايه حاجه ile itabisibu burua biyumisu khudura itabuodi burua biyumisu witendu sunu mahala leta bagde shunu zara so de fikra kwes kaman ana der sadu manna bara hena inu kedeta amul leta kichengarin bisit ashan bisadi ta shunu fi tagziyata iyalde shukran
Mr. Duchi, Jacqueline talked of having fruits also for your children. Now most of some of these fruits are genetically modified. They have some other chemicals. At the end of the day, how would you make sure that what you're also giving to your children are not really harmful? Welcome on board.
Okay, from what she has been saying, it's always good, we advise for parents or families to have kitchen gardening. Now, when we talk of kitchen gardening, we expect you to use that small space you have in your house to cultivate. That is the main things that, for example, kodora, korofo, you have them next to you, rather than having that space for flowers and then you don't eat the flowers. But when you have this, you eat them. These enrich you with vitamins and the minerals. So you can also use these ones to get them and sell them so that you buy. Now, before that, we normally advise use the locally available foods that you have, so that we don't want to push you to get what you cannot afford. Now, if you look at our surroundings, we have, for example, papaya, we have this around, guavas, we have them around, mangoes, we have them around. So these are the fruits that we have at our disposal. So we don't normally want to send someone to get something that is not at their reach. So we want you to get something that's in your reach, that you can get. So that's basically what I will say, because I cannot send someone to go and get something that's expensive, and yet we know the economic hardship is bad.
Sure.
But through the kitchen gardening, if you can be able to sell some of your vegetables or your products, then you can be able to attain.
All right.
Yeah.
Before we head out for that's our first commercial break, one of the caregiver in the names of that Caesar Mark is saying, how will he really know that his child is growing healthy before even taking him or her to hospital, especially when the child is not even sick, Mr. Duchi?
You know, from some people carry children and became tegil. So from the time of birth, you yourself, you can even notice. From the time of birth, you will there are that situation that you can observe and see, but there are those that you cannot observe. That's one. Two, as you go to the facility, even if you are going for immunization, we have integrated most of these programs these days. So before you even go to another service, you first pass via the nutrition center. Then they do their basic assessment. Then from there they will advise you later. So you don't wait. That's why you say every month you need to go. So you don't wait. When now there is that bigger sign is when you rush.
All right. Caesar Mark, I hope your question is really answered right here. Dear listener, up to here, let's first head out for that. So our first commercial break. When we come back, you will be at the position to call us on 0911 022 986 986.
Ministry of Health is conducting a commemoration of African Vaccination Week with rotavirus vaccine targeting all children aged between 6 to 10 weeks. Take your child to the nearest health center during the African Vaccination Week or the Big Catch Up campaign.
Good morning, Mama Nyandeng.
Good morning, Mama Mercy. Where are you coming from this morning?
I had taken Mercy for rota vaccine at the health center to protect my child against rotavirus diarrhea in infants and children. She was also vaccinated with other routine immunization vaccines at no cost. Is baby Mercy already vaccinated?
Yes, she was vaccinated last month. Does she need to be vaccinated again?
Yes. She needs to be vaccinated with at least 2 doses of rota vaccine at 6 and 10 weeks to be fully vaccinated, immunized, and protected against rotavirus.
Really? I just heard from afar that there will be a vaccination campaign during the African Vaccination Week, but I was not keen enough to get the details.
You know, rotavirus vaccines are effective in preventing diarrhea and deaths in infants and young children. This vaccine has just been introduced this year, 2025. A lot of children were not vaccinated. Some even travel without being vaccinated. I wouldn't want to see any child get diarrhea.
I didn't know that rotavirus is that serious, that it can even cause death.
Yes. Rotavirus is a life-threatening disease caused by the virus. The signs are fever and vomiting, followed by watery diarrhea, and can cause abdominal pain and dehydration. Children who survive may be dehydrated, which can cause serious complications.
Dehydrated or serious complication? Oh, that sounds scary. How can I protect my child from this dangerous disease?
The only way for your child to be safe is when your child and all children in your neighborhood are vaccinated with rota vaccine.
I will do that immediately. Where can I take my child for these vaccines? Hope it's not late.
No, you are not late. Rota vaccine and all the other routine vaccines are available at all health facilities and designated health centers located in your areas. Tell all your neighbors with children between 6 to 10 weeks to be vaccinated.
I'm glad you told me. I will take my child immediately to the nearest health center for rota vaccination.
Bring your child to the nearest vaccination site and protect them from rotavirus and vaccine-preventable diseases. This message is brought to you by the National Ministry of Health with support from WHO and UNICEF.
iRadio, your eye on South Sudan.
Welcome back from the commercial break. If in case you have just joined us, you're listening to the Sundown Show on iRadio with me, Madrama James. And our topic today is all about the health and well-being of our children. And we are getting to understand a regular growth monitoring and promotion for children under 5 years and why it also matters. I'm blessed to be joined in the studio live by Duchi and Jacqueline to talk about this. And if you have a specific question to my esteemed guest in the studio, call us on 0911-022-986. 986. The first caller, iRadio. iRadio?
Alan Salam, Madrama James.
Azei Mabululu.
Keza kutai.
Mawathalia, Kev Waunar.
Wow, Giafa, so kita Giafa, zai masar gare Jan, inshallah, masar khairu baraka.
Inshallah.
سلام تلهيتا في الاستيديو والتيم العمل ما بنسى كمان ضيوف تانا في الاستيديو.
شكرا.
ماما وانكل ده وكل مستمعين.
نعم. أزايم. معلش أنا كنت شبكة ولا شنو أزايم لسه بيرجع تاني في 09 وايد ولا 2 986 المعرفش أنا حاصل بذات في قد وننا فاكت ببارو كمان أزاي من واو من أزاي من واو في قد شكرا خالص لسه بيقدر ارجع تاني مهانينا وكمان نراهب جاكلين بدب what are some of the challenges family face while reaching out to some of the services like صحوبات ولا تحديات الأمهات قاعد بيلقى عشان كيف مراقبة بتاعيال بتومن كمان يكون في محل بتو. مرحبا.
شكرا. مشاكل الجيل جو أمهات أنا بكلم قالي بالنسبة للجوبة هني جوبة أبانيني ما كتير بس مرات بكون في rural areas بيلقوا يعني لأنه في community هناك عنده community nutrition volunteers وكمان عنده كمان nutrition staff وكمان عنده في community هناك mother to mother support group. So these three group, the community nutrition volunteers and the nutrition staff and also the mother to mother support group, those people, they are doing awareness at the community, and also they are doing a referral, a screening, and then referral to the center. If they get the child is malnourished, they will refer, or if the child have other issues, healthy issues, they will refer. So what we are facing here, some mothers, they will say maybe the issue of transport. Yani nindu mushkila tashunu ta mwasalat ashan bijibo le center. But anna daiman giwari lomon inu ma saab ashan ita biwasulu fi center lano anna gi shil umahade masalan kan ze gurei masalan volunteers al fi gurei nak mon birwa fi site mon baamulu awareness inak mon baamulu screening ita birasulu mon birifa ita le center shunu al garib minita.
All right. Keda wala nashilo zol fi khata. Hello.
Masalan Madrama James.
Yes, Azim.
Yes, ana online.
Shukran.
Okay. Yalla anje wana wonusu, but sometimes this into ukun kilo jana juana sometimes we ba mara hala beji udar shakal sabra satao ta kan wonusu kaman ke sadwa bugulo hala ta ma ko sibo shwaya. Yalla sometimes fi da bugulo wa dasar fi wajib ta mafruḍ yakun shunu dan already تمام جنامله مقبول لأنه في حاجة جوا هناك في عوامل نفسية بيعمل نفسه تبقولوا ما نعرف ما متى بيجون لنا بعدين واد بيعمل شنو في حالة ده بما واد بتمنى ناس بدأ من بداية كان ورسوا برلمان لقاد آخر تكاو لقاد ما وبجات طالع بقى إنسان بنينا جاي إنه واجد تاو مطلوباته شنو نوفر له رقم الصعوبات رقم التحديات والشيء الثاني لما أكون ونسوا عزول كان جي قد مجتمع بتاعه بيجوا بنو قال الراجل قال كتوج واجبة وقولوا شنو لنازل حتى نازل وينه هم كثيرين ولا هم قليلين لأنه وردي sometimes كما شال قاس الفيت أنا ما أعرف مشكلة بكون وين بما إنه مفروض إننا نجني سوا بهيت واحد كلامنا زلنا بسيط الكثير إذا وين والسوا بكون شنو وحلول بكون شنو لأنه برك مناف جوا نسو لكن طريق الواسع الممكن كم نخير مجتمع بتاعنا نقدر نحافظ على مجتمع بتاعنا لأسر بتاعنا شكرا جزيلا أكو
شكرا زي ما بلولو وكلمات ديل كثير بيطلع من رجال الحمد لله دريتشي كمان ما في داك الاستوديو أول عليك دريتشي
نمرة واحد أنا بقدر نقول لكل زول قال سنترز بتاعتنا بتاع وزارة كتير في بدأ من كويت في مانغاتين في غوري في كاستوم هنا في روك سيتي كوروليان مليان وكله في انترفيشن بتاع شنو بتاع وول فيجن انترناشونال سو في كل زمن إتلو در وصل فوقه محل ألتا فوقه تبقى رسول فوقه ما تمشي محل البعيد تمشي محل القريب عشان شنو تكون عندك access to transport تلو درف البيت بيكر access to transport ما في ناو لكل راجل البمشي ما مرة بتاعه في المستشفى هذا بيقول ده وتريقل سا ما تسمع للجرانات ما تسمع للوسوسة من باقي هل بيقول قال إذا مرة ده كوتيتا في جبا ما في مرة بكون زول في جبا it is you to take care of your family and your children and your wife if you're going with your wife it's a good way لكل راجل انت اللي شفت راجل ماشي لا بس في سؤال لو ناس في محبة when people are dating you find the boy and the guy they can work together they can go together ما بيكلم قال كتبوا في جبا لكن when you're now married بيكلم ده كتب في جبا like how زمان في إلاكا ده تنجدوا request بيجاسا في جوزة الفوقو إيال كلام ده جا منين سولو إتلا راجل البرة هناك إتلا قاسم كلام ده وشيله من هنا ما في زول بكون زول في جبا ده إتا ومحبة بتاعك لمرة بتاعك ولا للجنة بتاعك ولا الفاميلي ألتا بدأ إتا قوانتو وتدارك شنو يكون في المستقبل حاجة كده قوي so go with your wife for regular growth monitoring and at that same time ask for help from the facility on family planning too. It will help you and your family. Thank you.
All right.
Get them. كلام ودي زيادة بسيط لأخوتها. بالنسبة لمثلا جنا إتهتم فعلا في أبوهات مهتمين شديد وبيهتم أمه دي لحد جنا بولدو بيهتم جنا. أنا ما بيكلم قالي إتا ما اهتم جنا دي. لكن بس أنا قوي قالي شنو كان إتا اهتم جنا دي وجنا دي ولدو كده كمان اهتمام دي استمر جنا دي كده جيبوه في وزن كل شهر. سبب شنو لأن أنا داير أعرف كان في إيه مشكلة في نسيني أنا ما داير مشكلة دي شنو كده كربو نموت جنا دي أنا قاصدين كده جنا دي جيبوه عشان أنا بعرف استاتس تجنا دي كانوا عيان ولو ما عيان وبالنسبة لمش سؤالته قالي نسوان بيكلم قالي راجل لك خلاص كتو في جبا ولا حاجة بشكل زي دي أنا داير وري لأكوتا إنه شنو في غيره نسوان عنده غيره كانوا عينوا عليه لا يتراجل تجدور ما مرة تاكي كانت جنا عيان تكون جوا ديسا في مستشفى في مناسبة تكون جروا سوا يتبلغوا تانين على رجال تون ما جروا مموندي مون ببدا واس قالي ده بطال لكن أنا در وري لتا قالي شنو ده بس غيرة شنو تنسوان لكن كده استمر وكمان إتا بأقدر وري لرجال تانين ده وري لهم كمان شنو كده مون حاول روح ما نسوان تمون كمان شنو في مستشفى عشان أنا بقدر صح أعرف صحة يالتنا فوق.
All right. Yes, Duchi, we are almost coming to the end of our conversation and would like to also give you this platform. What kind of that special message would you like to share with parents and caregivers across South Sudan about that child nutrition and growth? Welcome.
As simple as it is, as what I've been saying, always monitor your child growth and don't allow or don't let your wife go to the facility alone. From the time she conceives, she'll be going for antenatal. Go with her until she gives birth because you have key messages that you need to pick up from the health education that they'll be given. So always make sure you go with your wife so that you also support her and give her that boost to be able to take it. Be like, he is also responsible. He takes care of me. As a husband, as a father, never leave your wife or go alone. To all the men that are out there, since you're married, walk with your wife to the facility. Thank you.
Thank you. A very powerful message from Mr. Aduchi. Over to you, Jacqueline. There to Risala bedapta dera sharik ma abuad umahat fi Junuba Sudan bezat finaya bita nutrition wa kaman muragiba bita araba.
شكرا كتير لكل مستمعين. حاجة أنا دير ونسو لكل أسرة إنه عشان أنا بكون عنده إيال على خالي من سوء تغذية ما بكون عنده سوء تغذية في الجسم وإيال تنا بكرة بيعرف أننا فوق دير أننا ببدا حفظهم ميني وفي بطننا نبيدور في مستشفى عشان أننا بيلقوا مساعدات كتير وفي زمن تولادة كان تحس كلاسي تدير ولده روح ولده في مستشفى عشان جنا تاكي شنو بولده بطريقة الكويس وكمان كانت ولده بعد رادة تجنا تاكي شنو توالي ما تودي له إيه حاجة ولا موية ولا أكل عشان كده ما شنو كربو صحته وكمان بعد ما جنا تاكي تيمو 6 شهور توالي بعد ودي له شنو أكلات البراو يلا كمان أنا بوري لأمهات اللي دايما بكون حملانين أو إيه شالا كانت ما حامل في حاجات تاني مرات ياجي كتو جنا ده كان جي ولدو عنده مشاكل وكثير أنا قاعد لأمهات بيلقوا مرة باشرب مريسا أو مرة بيجورو سيجارة وده حاجات الجي كاربو شنو صحة جنا كان جنا جواباتنا أو ذاتو إيتا ده صحة كشنو ما بيكون كويس سو كان تجي ولدو لقيت تجيشلو مريسا تجيشلو سيجارة تجيشلو حاجات دل بيدمروا صحة جنا تكدميني في بطننا إتجي ولدو ده جنا ده كلا شنو صحة بكون شنو ما كويس so hajat zede bijibu ita bukun der gurush ketir عشان شنو يتبودي جنا ده في مستشفى عشان جنا ده بيجاتلا كويس وانا كمان غارشدو كل أسر إنه كل شهر كده تحاول جيبو جنا تكده في متابعة كده أينو وزن تتوغيروا كيف هل في زيادة في وزن ولا ما في أنا جيو أمولو زيارة تا كل شهر عشان جنا بيجاي نو وزن توده ما عشان قالي جنا تكده أيان لكن ندير عرفو كان في أيان au fi haja tani mushkila tani besit fi sahata jana de tawali jana de shunu biligo musaada bedri ligo sahata jana de shunu ma be karabu so anagi warile kulu mahat kede ja fi center u kede ja fi mahalta nutrition kan jana take dendu so taxia u biligo shunu musaadat henagu jana take bitala quest kenna madusu yaltanna kan jana take ita gain sahato deif mata kele ngari jana dana burageni moke finustanas lazim kede ta ja mata kafu jana take de bitala quest uitama bisede ubukora jana de ya bukun mustaqbal take fi bet shukran.
Dear listener, up to here we have come to the end of our conversation, and we have been understanding about the importance of that regular growth monitoring and promotion for that children under 5 years, and why it's also very important. And we have had a lot of important information from that Jacqueline, who is a nutrition nurse specializing in that maternal, infant and young children nutrition. And we also equally heard from that Mr. Daniel Duchi, who is the focal nutrition focal person from Central Equatoria State Ministry of Health. Remember, this program is proudly brought to you by that's in partnership with World Vision, an international humanitarian organization that has been working in South Sudan since 1989. And according to data, World Vision has reached to that's more than 3.1 million people across the country. I've been your host, Madrama James. So thank you so much for asking those good questions. Let's link up again in another discussion. Otherwise, with this, Sundown have officially come to an end. Let's link up again here tomorrow from 4 to 6.
The Judicial Service Commission hereby